Have you ever taken something over the counter and never thought anything of it, and you thought that it was helping you, especially uh, in my case, I was having issues and not feeling right. So I was taking some Advil, an over-the-counter drug. I was taking it and taking and taking it. I had headaches, I had bloating, I wasn't feeling good, I had acid reflux, didn't know it. I was having heartburn and just didn't know what was going on. Never thought anything of it. Well, I realized that I was having some serious issues with that in terms of my gut. And I knew that my stomach wasn't right and things just didn't feel right. Well, unfortunately, I took Advil on a regular basis. I ended up in the hospital. I vomited blood. It went through me in two different ways. I almost died. I was in the hospital with an IV in me, several IVs, and okay, they didn't know if they had to operate the next day. It was the most scariest thing I've ever been through in my life. They thought I had, either stomach cancer. Thank God I did not, or an ulcer. I didn't have any of that. But they did tell me that because of my situation and that it seemed like I had a lot of issues and I was not absorbing, but I could tell I wasn't absorbing things. And between the Advil and the food and acid reflux and not feeling right, that I needed to get on Nexium. They had me on Nexium for 10 years. I went to a dentist and I had x-rays done. They said, wow, for your age, you have a lot of bone loss. I knew that was a side effect. And I said, I need to figure out what I need to do to get off of this stuff. I didn't want to be on medication. Okay. And they said, wow, you're really young to have this. And I'm still young. This is a little while ago, but it scared me. It scared the crap out of me, actually. So I started Googling. One thing led to another. And I found this high impact ginger and turmeric. I started buying ginger and turmeric at Whole Foods. It worked okay. And I was able to eat clam chowder for the first time in 15 years. This is before keto. And I had not eaten clam chowder because I would have a serious pain, okay, meaning it felt like it was burning, acid reflux. I just couldn't eat it. So I was in shock. So with that said, I'm not making any claims here. I'm not a doctor, just telling my health story on this wellness quest. And by the way, my name is Steve Klein, and that's what this is all about. And we are sharing each week, and we have folks that come into this complimentary wellness quest that's really a support group of sharing our stories and helping everybody get right. And I found out there's another way. With that said, again, not making any claims on a doctor, just telling you my story and giving you some information about why I feel it's important to look at this and to also know that absorption, if you're not absorbing things, and most people are not, my story is a very specific one, but most people are having issues because of other things like Roundup in our food, okay? And other things that we're all affected by it. It's called digestion, absorption, okay, inflammation, and also boosting your immune system, but also blood flow. And these are all the things that are really important and what I talk about all the time on this. Today, I wanted to share with you guys, I create a PowerPoint and I wanted to share with you guys a little more information about the villi and why your villi is so important. Okay. Because if you're not absorbing food, and most people are not, okay, because how bad our food has become and the things we've taken. I'm going to repeat myself as I always do. Remember, in the Industrial Revolution, they started feeding the cows grains. Cows should eat grass or hay. That's why you see grass fed. It's like a new thing all of a sudden, but it's not new, right? Uh, and that's why it's important, okay, to find and look at the quality of things you're eating. We all go out to eat. We all do things like that. I'm sure the stuff we're eating outside is not that. So what I'm going to share with you is what I've done to offset that. In today's world, many of you guys were living in the 90s as I was. Okay, they started making GMOs into the food. So when I was young, there was no such thing as a gluten-free allergy or gluten allergies. I'm just going to mute you. I'm just muting folks here. Perfect. So things have changed as well with that. And the thing is, what I learned as well is when you're taking nutrition or things that you're missing, it's not like medication where you take it and it does this and it does that. I'm not saying anything against medication, by the way. If you need it, take it. I'm just telling you my story here. And what I've learned is absorption is key because if you're even eating a meal with X amount of nutrition in it and your body's not absorbing it, that's a problem. And that's where we're most at. So let me share with you. And again, my story is very specific. I can't make it up, unfortunately. I'm just happy to be here and share with you guys because literally I was almost dead. Okay, I'm not kidding you. So with that said, okay, I want to go to more and I want to, is that where I'm doing? I want to go to, I haven't shared. Oh, here's share. Never mind. Wrong place. Share. Okay. One participant can share at a time. I forgot how to share my screen here. Anybody know? Let's see. It's been a while. Let's go back here to more docs. It must be docs. Um, Share docs option. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to share my screen. One second. You know what? It was so funny. I've been in here, host tools, and they've changed everything. So let's see here. Share screen. Here we go. I got it. Okay. Did that take it though? Let's see. Host tools. Allow all participant. No, I want to share my screen. Let's see. Share screen. That is so weird. Hold on. Host only. Okay. Let's do that. Well, maybe I can't figure out how to share this. And I thought I had this in here, you guys. I'm so sorry. What did they do to change that? I must have hit the wrong thing. Let's see. Okay. Pause, captions, notes, whiteboards, new whiteboard, meeting info. That's so weird. Host tools. Let's go back. Lock meeting, enable waiting, hide profile. This is allowing you guys to share your screen. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I was right with share. Okay, I got it. Sorry about that. Okay. So here is my PowerPoint. I've shown this before, but wanted you guys to go through this. So going through talking about the ginger and turmeric, okay? Ginger and turmeric's been around for thousands of years, just so you know. It was one of the first things that they realized would help people in the Himalayas. I knew a naturopathic doctor that I worked with that told me that he actually went out there and studied it. He had a book that was like several thousand years old. It was incredible as to what it does. It's not all the same. It depends how it's harvested, okay, on the soil and how it's cooked. If they cook it at a very high heat, okay, or it's not the whole root or the ground, is not organic and checked, it can make differences in terms of the potency. I just want to disclose this, that the presentation is just for educational purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The statements presented here have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Consult your personal physician or other medical professional for help with specific diseases. Okay. I'm just showing you some information that I have, and I'm going to back it up. What makes Juva different? It's high impact. It's lab tested not once but twice independently to make sure it is what it is. Okay. Reason one, to repair digestion tract from damage. All our digestions have been damaged. Okay. Reason two, reduces inflammation. Reason three, overall good health. Our approach is like fixing a flat tire. If you're driving your automobile over a bunch of nails, you got to pull the nails up and patch the hole up. Okay. Then you can fill it the air. That's your gut. That's your digestion. That's your villi. If you're not absorbing, right, nutrition, And this is why people are getting sicker and sicker. It's because we have to take care of that. And so many people have things out there they're selling, like gut health, that are lab made. I choose to go the most natural and not lab made. Supporting the body's ability to repair and rebuild. The high impact ginger and turmeric from Juva, you can open it up and eat it. Okay, it's pure. I want to talk about the toxic overload. Okay. Now, my story was a little different on the villi. Okay. But there's neurotoxins and chemicals in the food we're eating, the ground. That's why the soil does matter where things are growing. Okay. And that's from Agriculture USA. The information I'm giving you is stuff I pulled from places that are have been published. So all can potentially cause acute and subacute toxicity. The Environment Protection Agency, okay? And we're eating that. Glyphosates, lethal disruptions and pathways found in beneficial gut microbes, okay? It significantly disrupts the functioning of beneficial bacteria in the gut. It contributes to permeability of the intestinal wall, contributes to the expression of the autoimmune disease symptoms. Okay. You can look some of this stuff up. It's all pulled from some of these published magazines, and also pubmed.gov, an article all listed here. Okay. Damage junctions lead to damaged villi. Celiac disease, this is what it looks like, a damaged intestinal villi. No one is immune to damage from toxins, not one of us. We've all been exposed to food that is not grass-fed, food that has GMOs in it, medications, the environment, vaccinations, okay, and other things, over-the-counter drugs, prescription drugs, whatever it is. So a healthy villi looks like it does on the left. I'm looking, it's on my left. The damaged villi, as you can see, okay? And scar tissue instead of villi, that's what that looks like, just so you can see. So we support this and work on repair with high impact digestive support of or high impact ginger, turmeric, and muscadine seed oil. So let me stop the share. Okay. So with that said, we always talk about hard tissue, soft tissue, sugar, and digestion, okay, when we do our health surveys. And that's what I learned from a mentor of mine. Again, that was made by 500 doctors, not by me, okay? And I just follow it and I kind of look at the information and let it speak to myself. Whatever's going on the outside is what's happening on the inside. So we can kind of track it. So with that said, again, I'm thankful that I'm off my uh, I'm not taking Advil or anything like that. I'm thankful I'm off that Nexium, and I'm always working on my wellness, and I'm always tracking when I fall off of keto. And these are the reasons why I do it and why I'm so passionate about helping you guys as well. So again, we run a wellness quest, everybody watching this on YouTube. And by the way, if you have an issue on your gut and your villi and your absorption, and or you're worried about, or a story, or you're worried about, all these things that we talked about, put a comment down below. We want to hear from you. The more the merrier. And our wellness journey is complimentary, and so isn't our wellness survey. We just want to help more people. The more stories we have, it helps all of us to educate each other and cross-reference it on publications like pubmed.gov and those things, just to see what is going on and understand it and how it works onto what we call natural healing. So with that said, I'm just going to unpin everybody, myself, and call on people. If you want to speak, if you're visiting, you can. You don't have to. But if you are in the challenge, I expect you to say something, and just like what you're working on this week, and how the challenge is going so far, or anything else you want to share. So, Alan, I'm going to unmute you. And Alan's in Ohio, and I know you've been in several challenges. And how are you doing, Alan, this week? And do you have any questions? And is there anything that you had a question about?
I'm doing good, and I can't think of any questions I would have.
Okay. You're checking in on time. You're sleeping okay. You're drinking enough
Yeah,
water okay.
yeah.
Okay, great. we still need to do your health evaluation. I know you're trying to gain some weight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about that as well. Awesome. Okay. Well, keep it up and we will chat shortly. And anything else we missed? Nope. Nope. You're okay, perfect. I think this is Walter. Walter is visiting. Is that you, Walter?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and do you have any questions or comments? I know you're visiting, and that's fine, but anything that you want to share or any questions that you might have?
When you eat food, do you eat protein first? Is there an order to eat food, protein, then fats? Does that
I
matter?
I think that I'm not 100% sure on. I think so, but I don't know if it really totally matters. I know that if you're doing keto, if that's what you're asking me, on
Yeah.
keto, you should eat if you're trying to lose weight, you should eat 2 to 3 times good fats over protein. So I would say eat the protein by the protein and the fat. That's what I would say, and that's a great question, 'cause I've never been asked that before. I would say that in Alan's case, he should get on keto, not for weight loss, for weight gain, and he should eat more protein, like almost like 50-50 of protein and good fats. So he can bulk up as he takes the ginger and turmeric to work on his gut support, right? But for you, if you're trying to lose weight, that's what you should do.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Did I answer that?
Yeah,
Anything
you
else?
did.
Okay, awesome. Carl, I'm just going to ask to unmute you and want to know how you're doing so far on the challenge and what questions you may have. Oh, let me do it again. You just got to click on unmute, Carla. Okay, maybe she didn't hear that. Sean, I'm going to ask to unmute you. There we go. And Sean's in Canada. How's everything going so far, Sean?
Well, it's been a rough week. I've had a lot of pain issues with my leg.
Right.
So I haven't been able to get my steps in like I
Okay.
wanted to, but I'm doing as much as I can. Working definitely on my water, but getting in my products and my ginger and muscadine and um my Galaxy and Live, and so yeah, so other than that it's going okay, but I'm just having a fair bit of pain issues
I'm
right now.
sorry to hear that.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
So
and Sean, you share this. I know it's not. Sean has cancer right now. We're gonna nip in the butt. And shows every day.
yeah,
He's working hard on it. So
yeah.
good stuff. Keep up the good work, Sean. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you.
Well, did you have any other questions or anything?
No.
Okay,
Yeah, that guy Walter had, I've never heard that question either before. That was good.
that was a very good question. Absolutely
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. I'm just gonna mute you. Joanne is in Hawaii. Just asked to unmute you, Joanne.
Hi everyone.
Hi, how you
Sorry,
doing?
I'm good. Let me see. I think my video is off. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's okay.
Okay. Well, I've had a good week. I have a question.
Sure.
Is there a maximum amount of ginger and turmeric and muscadine that we can take, that we should be taking? Is there a
So
maximum?
I don't know that, okay, but again, I would read the label, right? But I know
Hmm.
for me, I had taken a lot, and I think it would have been the limit. I know for me, there was a time I was taking 12 ginger and like eight to 10 turmeric. I think it was a lot. But really, the average, I think, is 6 to 8 of each is what we were recommended, and on a high end, and the low end 4 to 6 of each is what we should take. Is what we learned before from our former, trainer, if you will, Blake. That's what he's taught us, and the
Hmm.
other doctors. That's what they told us, and I find that to be really good because it's food, But remember too, if people are on medication, they should watch that and consult their doctor no matter what because again, turmeric is a blood thinner, right? So, and remember, medications are the poison. So it's not like it affects something. It's the opposite on the way people are trained. But always, if you're taking medicine, consult your doctor, and or anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. All right, Ingrid, I think that I had to mute you, and I don't think you can unmute yourself. But Jay, I think that's you. How are you doing? How's your week going?
Can you
Huh?
hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, my week is going pretty good. I was working on reducing stress because I have a lot of stress from a tenant that owes me $8,000 right now. So,
Oh no.
and yeah, and he was proven wrong at court, but he didn't come up with the money yet.
Right.
So that gives
So
me a lot of stress.
sorry.
But I was able to block his phone, and that helped me reduce the stress. The lawyer told me block his phone.
I bet.
And the calls just go right to the lawyer now. So that reduced my stress, which I see reduced my blood sugar. It's been all in the normal range this week since I blocked his phone. So that's something. But I wanted to say on the question about what you eat first, my own regular doctor, who I really like, he reads the research and he's current and everything. So he suggested have the meat first and have fat. So fats I can have are olive oil and real butter. And you talked about grass-fed, but I'm going to say grass-fed, grass-finished, which is the same as grazed, and it's organic. And then I finish it up with greens, and I have greens at the end. But I don't really have much of starches at all, like bread or potatoes or anything. But I did find out that sweet potatoes, if you have problem when you're driving at night when the oncoming cars are coming, or the overhead lights, or even the new light bulbs that they use in the house to save money, that sweet potatoes 3 times a week really help you with that. And I had read that, but I happened to have some, and then I was driving up to New Hampshire, and the lights didn't bother me at all. And for 3 days, they didn't bother me. So I can say that works good for me. But I'm doing, I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's interesting because I have sweet potatoes here too. And that's really not technically keto, but it's more like paleo. But I think it's a good carb. 'Cause I make sweet potato French fries in the air fryer, and I'm going to make them shortly. But it's interesting what you said. The sweet potatoes, I can see how that can be good for the eyes, kind of like in the carrot family, because carrots has too much sugar in it for us to take if we're doing keto. But with that, I can see that. That's interesting. So that's great information to share.
And they have a lot of other things too, like zinc and potassium and other things. I can't remember them all in my head.
Yes. Yes.
And what else was I going to say? I don't know. I guess so. My sugar's been down in the normal range pretty much, but I see if I go and have like a little piece of bread, it'll shoot right up.
Oh,
so I can't eat the bread.
Yeah.
It'll shoot way up, and I don't want that. So but like nobody in my family ever had diabetes, and they think it's from my electrical trauma that I had about 13 months ago. No, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
But when they found it was a year ago, January, and my A1C was 13, and then 3 months later it was 9, and then it was 3 months later it was 7.5, and then now it's 7. So I'm trying to get it down to 5 by my next appointment, which is in August.
Sure.
So that's what I'm working on. But I also lost weight this week.
Good.
I'm not particularly trying to lose weight, but I need to lose weight. But I'm just with all the other things that we're doing, the exercises and stuff, and the walking.
Yes.
So I went down a few pounds, so that was good.
Congratulations! I'm so glad that you're watching the bread and all that, because like we said before, and I know I've showed you before about that, the bread, the rice, the potatoes, that becomes real sugar. You're better off eating a Snickers bar than you are eating that stuff. That's that hard sugar, and that's good that you're doing. You sound like you're on the right track, Jay. So I'm proud of you. That's great stuff.
You reminded me of something else. I'm sorry if I'm talking too long.
No, this is great.
One of the people that I know gets meals from Mama's Meals or something. That's like senior meals that they give people.
See. Like Meals on Wheels?
So, yeah, like that up there. Yeah. So she got ones for diabetes. But I looked at them, and they have, and this is also true for yogurts, they have hidden starches in them. They don't call them starch.
Yeah.
So I think you talked about that. But the it was loaded with stuff. So I'm going to write to them and tell them.
Yeah.
I write and tell the
It's
stores and the
terrible.
companies that make the food. It's awful. So
It
here
is.
it was loaded. It was a diabetic meal. And, you figure you could have that. And although it had rice in it, and I didn't eat the rice, I threw that out and I ate the meat portion and the greens. But the meat portion, when I looked at it afterward because I thought, well, this is meat, Well, no, it's not meat. It's meat with a bunch of starches put in it and other things and fake meat and soy. And soy is very bad for us. And,
Jay, it's funny you say that. Even going to like Market Basket, right? Where we've been there before together, where they cook the food, you get food to go, whatever it is. I'm looking on the label.
Yeah.
I'm like the chicken salad, whatever. They add in sugar and all this stuff. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, it's not even pure. And it's like, I'm not gonna get that. You got to make it yourself. It's crazy. So
yeah, they put in sugar in all those salads, and it's disgusting. And people don't even realize it, like how much sugar is in them.
Nope.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good point because you think you're getting good food, and it's chicken salad or tuna salad, and it's got half a cup of sugar in it.
For sure.
And if you look at old cookbooks, an old cookbook for a cake might have an eighth of a cup of sugar. Today it has, like, if it has 2.5 cups of flour, it has 2.5 cups of sugar.
Yeah.
In today's cookbook. So if you like to cook, I make banana bread with almond flour instead of the flour. Yeah. And I make it with like 2 bananas and 1 egg and whatever else the rest of the recipe says, but I don't add any flour to it.
That's good.
Other than almond flour.
Bananas turns to serious sugar. Just keep that in mind. That'll spike anything up.
It doesn't raise my blood sugar at all, though.
That's good. It's not keto, though.
Oh, I do add those 3 seeds, hemp and chia and whatever the other one is.
Oh, sure.
I add about 4 tablespoons of that in, so maybe that counters the sugar.
It could
from the banana.
Sometimes there's things that do.
But it doesn't raise my blood sugar at all.
Good. That's good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, awesome,
and you feel like but I don't eat a bunch, but you feel like you had dessert, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's great. Oh, absolutely. Awesome. You're checking in on time and everything, Jay. You're doing good in the challenge. Any other questions?
I did better this week. Yes. Thank you.
Good. Awesome. I'm glad you're
It helps when you guys all remind me. I need a lot of reminders because of my brain trauma.
I know.
Thank you.
No problem. We're a team.
I know but I'm reminding other people.
Yes.
I'll take all the reminders I can get.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Nope, not a problem. Awesome, everybody. Well, thank you all for being here. I hope that, and I know we talk about, we're trying to change the topic each time we're talking a little bit, although it really all goes to the same thing. It's all about your digestion and your gut. If you get that right, everything else gets right. We get that going right when somebody like Jay is working on her stress level and she takes our Nutra HG that has in it some other things like magnesium and other blends, or she takes our a Zing that has B vitamins that helps with stress, then it works better because now the body and the digestion, the gut's absorbing those nutritions and making it work better and not blocking it or cleaning it up. Remember, it's the car you're driving with the nails, pull the nails out like I just showed you guys and patch the hole up and then fill it back up with air. That's the magic with it, and that's what makes it work. So I hope you guys, felt that this was helpful about your villi, and everybody needs work on that, and that's what we're talking about. And our ginger, turmeric, and muscadine seed oil. Well, I'm not saying it's going to cure it. I'm just saying it's going to really help it and get great results with it, as I have had, and that's my story, and I can't make it up, and many of you guys have as well. So with that said, you guys have a good week. We'll be back next week. And again, Tuesday's check-in. We'll make sure we do that. And each day, you guys are doing a great job. I'm proud of you guys. And if I haven't done a health survey with you, make sure that you reach out to me or update it. And let's sit down and go through that so you can track. Track is the key between that and the Juva tracker. And that will really help us to stay on point. And it helps you to help other people when you're tracking your own stuff. It's amazing. So thank you, everybody, for sharing. It was really great. And you guys have a good evening. And this will be loaded live on YouTube on Monday. So looking forward to that, and make sure you're subscribed. You guys have a good evening and have a happy President's Day. Over and out, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank